So the GH6 has finally been released. We've been waiting for this for a very long time, and I thought I'd go a little bit unscripted just with a few thoughts. I'm holding the GH5 right now. I do not have a copy of the GH6. Not lucky enough to have been sent one out. However, I am very looking forward to testing it maybe in the future sometime. I'm sure like you've been watching a lot of the reviews. Now, I don't know about you, but are you just that little bit less excited for the GH6 than when the GH5 first came out? I think a lot of people might be feeling that. I can't speak for everyone, but I know that the industry as a whole, or the chatter around the time when the GH5 was released, it was quite exciting. 4K 60, you know, it hadn't been done before with 10-bit. So this time round, what's the new buzz feature that we can really be shouting about? Obviously, for some, ProRes is a big deal, but for shooters like myself, I don't feel that I want to be dealing with those massive file sizes. And you know, I've got so many cores in my PC that it doesn't bother me on playback of using H.265 or 4. So I don't want to be racking up hard drives to the high heavens just to get the best quality out of the camera, where it should be able to deliver that in the other codecs. So that was a big disappointment. One of the things that I did see on Cine's video talk about was that with the new GH6, you can't get the best dynamic range without shooting in ProRes, which for me would be a deal breaker, because I don't want to have to be dealing with those massive file sizes just to get the best out of the camera. And I had heard that other people saying, commenting that, you know, ProRes is not going to improve your image quality, but it's more so that the shooting in H.265 may hinder your quality. They reckon that it crushes the black, so that when you are trying to get the best quality in your dynamic range, you are losing dynamic range by shooting in H.265, I think it's 5, and the only way to regain that is by shooting ProRes. And also, to get the 13 odd stops of dynamic range, I don't really want to have to be having a button to be pressing boost for the dynamic range every time I think there's a situation that's appropriate. It feels like it's an add-on rather than a real technological advance. You know, if it was giving you 14 plus stops or 15 or 16, I'd be like, fantastic. You know, that's why people go to Red, go to Arri, go to cinema cameras. It is the dynamic range, it's the key feature. And if it's just about meeting the image quality of the S5, it makes it a difficult decision. So if you've been watching any of the reviews that have come out, I'm sure you're well aware of the features and the biggest elephant in the room, which is the fact that they've not fixed the autofocus. It's still contrast based. I really didn't buy the I don't want to say the excuse, but the reason that they said that they haven't updated it, which basically amounts to the fact that they said that even from the GH4 times or the 5, the 6 was in development, and they didn't think it was the direction that people wanted to go in. Which, if you're like me and had been commenting and feeding back to Lumix way back when, they would have known from probably the release of the GH5 or maybe a year or two after that better autofocus and phase detect is the direction that we all wanted to go in. Now, am I still curious? Yes. Do I still want to try it? Totally. Like many of you, you may be waiting to see a little bit more, hands-on tests. Frankly, there hasn't been much footage showing the capabilities of what it can do. Clearly, I think it's going to be a good tool. It's already on spec, a great camera. The two things that can change my minds in updates: B-RAW over ProRes RAW. If I can't edit in Premiere, which I use, and/or Resolve using ProRes RAW, like it's kind of pointless. It feels like it's a more Final Cut specific ecosystem. To be honest, the only thing for me that makes me, I guess, want to move over is just not having the 4K 50 or 60 in 10-bit. I think that's the only thing on this camera that kind of stops me from using it more often. Do I want to upgrade, and should I? And should you? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. So thank you for stopping by. Please do drop a like if you've enjoyed, and any comments below, I'd love to catch up with you in the comment section. And see you all in the next one. Bye now.